Namaskar, I am Manoj Kumar. Welcome to in the program Press Meet. In this program, we cover press conference, media interaction, and a speech of the chief guest at the program. So, without spending so much time, let's go to the event.
Continued, and it's the only literary festival apart from the Jaipur one which has been continuous for 13 years. Every year we had it, even COVID years we had it online. So it's the only literary festival that has been. But we've always had a big problem in getting funding. And that's where I would like to introduce Sheetal. She and Vayanad, Vayanad is a big project coming up. She'll tell you more about it. But it's an eco-friendly project, housing project coming up near Kasauli. Coming up near Kasauli. And it's people like Vayanad who really keep the literary festival going. That's why I'm so grateful to Sheetal and her team for having come in our support. But she'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. So we've had this festival for 13 years, and this year it is October 18th to the 20th, 3 days. It's a celebration of books, really, the literary festival of recent books. And we got, I won't go through all the names of the speakers, but we got an outstanding lot of people here. We got William Dalrymple, who you might have heard of, who is one of the best chroniclers of Indian history. He does a little research. He more or less lives in India, and he's I think he's the opening speaker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, William Dalrymple. We got Manish Tiwari, who सब लोग उसको जानते होंगे. He is the newly elected member of Parliament from Chandigarh. तो वो भी आ रहे हैं. And then we got Amitabh Kant. वो भी आपने जरूर सुना होगा. वो थे Sherpa of the G20 that took place recently, and probably one of the most outstanding civil servants we've ever had in this country. He looks to the future, so wo bhi aa rahe hain. And then we have Imtiaz Ali. Again, must have heard of. He is one of the topmost directors in Bollywood. And we got L. Subramaniam, the double violin player. He's just brought out a book. All these people have brought out books. The ones I mentioned: William Dalrymple, Manish Tiwari, Amitabh Kant, L. Subramaniam, well, I don't know what. I'd like to also mention that, in the first 2 or 3 years, I think, of the Litfest, we had Pakistanis coming over. Mainly because my father's, one of his great passions was, despite the bitterness of partition and the communal riots, he wanted India and Pakistan to try and become closer together and become friends. So in pursuit of that, we had Pakistani intellectuals, politicians, writers coming to Kasauli Litfest. And they all told me what a great experience it was to come here. They said in Pakistan it would be unthinkable to have Indians coming into a cantonment, a military cantonment. Remember Kasauli, the military cantonment. And they came. Brigadier Anand Narayan organized for them to get cars at the Wagah border. They didn't even have to walk some distance. The car went to them and brought them all the way to Kasauli. So they saw the Indian countryside, which maybe they were seeing for the first time. And they came all the way to Kasauli, and they had a marvelous interaction with the audience. And a lot of the audience were young Indian military officers. And they talked to them, and I think they went back as ambassadors for India. Of course, they were giving the Pakistan point of view, but there was an interaction which I feel we must have more of. People to people contact is the only way you can bring countries together. And that people to people contact, I'm sorry to say, has gone now. It's not. There was a time when they opened up because of the Indo-Pak cricket series, I think that was in 2004 or something like that. They gave visas to all Pakistanis who wanted to come. So we need more of that. And sad to say, after those first 3 years, Pakistanis were not allowed to come into Kasauli. I even wrote to Sushma Swaraj, who was then the, I think, Home Minister, please allow the Pakistanis to come here to Kasauli, because they went back as ambassadors for India. And even the generals who were retired, two of the generals who were retired there, said, please get the Pakistanis again, because we love to see their point of view. Anyway, that's a closed chapter for the time being. So, well, I don't think there's very much of the theme of this literary festival is resilience and resilience and renewal. You know, our literary festivals have always had this, however bad things might be in the country or internationally, there's always been hope. There's always been hope, an element of hope. So resilience and renewal carry hope with them. So I think a lot of the speakers will be talking around that theme. We have the Ukraine war, the Gaza war, and now Iran getting brought in. And we have a bad situation with China on our border. So a lot of troubled times, but there's always hope and renewal. And that, I think, was my father's passion. Even in the worst of times, look for where there's hope. And then I should add that the military, that is one of the themes always of Kasauli, and the literary festival is devoted to the Indian soldier. Indian soldier ecology, which is where Sheetal will come and say a few words. Ecology, because that whole area is very fragile. And education of the girl child. Again, a great passion of my father. Education of the girl child. Our literacy levels are going up, but the literacy level of girls is still too low. And women should be taking much more part in our workforce, but they're not doing enough here. In other developing countries, women are very much a part of the workforce. Ecology, yeah. What else do I have to say? Yeah, the other values that my father had was the values of secularism. All communities must work, live together in amity with friendliness. That was again one of his great passions. So again, we dedicate this festival to closer ties between all communities and various religions and all. We're such a diverse country, and that I think is one of the beauties of this country. It's so diverse and with so many different languages and all, but there has to be unity in that diversity. Okay, I'll end now, but I'll ask Sheetal to please tell us a little bit more about one of our big supporters for the Litfest.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to start by saying that Raina and me, we are very excited and very honored to be a part of the Lit Festival.
And even those who are foreigners who are coming, it's a long process of getting permission for them to come into the Kasauli cantonment. But we've always managed. Brigadier Anand Narayan, who we told who is now Lieutenant General, he's always come to our help. Even now there was a problem with some foreigners who were coming there, and he said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." So, but we would like this kind of restriction be relaxed, because there are so many Indians who are living in Kasauli, but who are actually foreign nationals, you know. And what if you're taking it very strictly? What do you do about them? They're living in Kasauli, but they're meant to technically get permission to attend our Litfest, which seems to me a little ridiculous. But anyway, we are overcoming that. As I said, there's always hope. One must look at the hopeful side. And I would like to get Pakistanis coming again to the Litfest, because as I said, the people-to-people contact is the best way forward. Because when Indians go to Pakistan, as I've been, they get such a warm welcome. When you're taking a taxi and the taxi driver realizes that, you know, this happened to me, it happened to my friends, that we were from India, no fare, they wouldn't charge anything. So that's the kind of feelings that we should encourage and have, because otherwise there's no hope. We'll continue having border wars and continue having problems at the UN and all that. So we must somehow try to get, you know, look at Germany and the other countries they fought against in 2 world wars. They're now all okay. It's the EU, it's the European Union. So we must do the same kind of thing there. They had much more killings than we ever had, but they've overcome that. And you know, European Union is a economic and political union in many ways.
Tell me about the Pakistanis cheering the Indians when the Indians were.
When I went to, I happened to be in Pakistan as part of an Indian veterans tennis team in Lahore, and that was when the visas had been relaxed, and a lot of Indians could come to watch the Indo-Pak series of matches. And I was in Lahore at what's called the Gaddafi Stadium, still named as Gaddafi Stadium because I think Gaddafi gave a lot of funds to build that stadium. And there was this India-Pakistani match going on. And one of the bowlers was Balaji. I don't know whether you remember, Balaji was one of the cricket, one of our star bowlers. And the Pakistanis would all sing Balaji Zara Dheere Chalo when he was getting up to bowl. And those Pakistanis in the audience, they cheered the Indians whenever, you know, so imagine that. This was a new generation of young Pakistanis who had never been, you know, been sort of scarred by the terrible partition that took place. And they were supporting Indians. Sadly, that's no longer there now. But I wish it would come back, because we can't be enemies forever. It's not, you have it in the elections in America. You have Trump, who is, you know, as divisive as you can get. He's been saying that migrants bring in criminals and all that. And you have Kamala Harris, who is the daughter of an Indian mother and a father who is Jamaican, you know, colored Jamaican. So you've got a big, I mean, I think most of us here are hoping that Kamala Harris will win, but who knows? Because Trump has also got a huge number of supporters. But you're absolutely right. It's not only in India we have this divisiveness and polarization, you have it in all over Europe and in America. And the Literary Festival is attempting, in a small way of course, to try to keep the communities happily together, you know, to promote the values that really are deep within us, you know. I mean, I don't think hatred and all that. Look at Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, he died for, you know, for that cause. So we are definitely trying to promote in the Litfest the values of secularism. We have diversity, huge amount of diversity, but that diversity should not allow to divide us, shouldn't divide us. We must celebrate that diversity, and now you see there's Hindi, Punjabi, English here. In other parts of India, the same kind of thing. You have Tamil, Hindi, English there also. So that's the kind of inclusiveness, what we call inclusiveness, that we must promote in this country.
We also
उनके जो values हैं, उनके जो passions हैं, वो मेरे भी हैं. जैसे वो कहा था inclusiveness, promoting good relations between India and Pakistan, वो भी मेरे values हैं. मुझे अफसोस है कि मैं पाकिस्तान जा नहीं सकता. वीज़ा लेने के लिए इतना प्रॉब्लम होता है, मेरे लिए भी प्रॉब्लम होता है. तो मैं ये एक तो ये वैल्यू है, और ये भी मुझे वैल्यू है कि हिंदुस्तान में हम बहुत डाइवर्स हैं, बहुत सारे आशा है और बहुत सारे धर्म हैं, और इनको सब अपने आप को अप्रिशिएट करना और जुड़ना चाहिए, बिल्कुल जुड़ना चाहिए. इट इज़ सच अ remark, this in India is such a remarkable country. We must keep it that way. और डिवाइड नहीं करना चाहिए, डिविजन नहीं करना चाहिए. तो ये भी मेरे जो मेरे फादर के पैशन थे वो मेरे भी हैं. मैंने जब इमरजेंसी हुई थी उन्होंने मिस्टर गांधी को सपोर्ट किया था, मगर हमारे फैमिली में सब फादर के खिलाफ थे, कहते थे कि ये नहीं करना चाहिए था. तो डिफरेंस हुई थी, तो उन्होंने मिस्टर गांधी को सपोर्ट किया थी. उनके काफ़ी उनके पड़ोसी थे, हाँ, मगर मेरे ख्याल में उस टाइम गलत किया. और जब ब्लू स्टार हुआ उन्होंने अपना पद्मा भूषण वापस आपको याद होगा, मगर मेरे ख्याल 6-7 साल उसके बाद उनको पद्मा विभूषण हायर अवार्ड. तो वो जो उनके मन में था वो कहते थे विदाउट फियर. मैं आपको ये वीडियो में दिखा रहे थे कि वो अपने कॉलम में सांता बंटा जोक्स याद है, कॉलम में सांता बंटा जोक्स आते थे, विच वॉज अबाउट सरदार जी. तो एक दिन एक चिट्ठी आई, वेरी फॉर्मल लेटर फ्रॉम द SGPC, श्रीमन द्वारा प्रबंधक कमेटी, हाईएस्ट अथॉरिटी. उन्होंने फादर को लिखा, प्लीज स्टॉप यूजिंग योर सांता बंटा जोक्स. तो मैं घर में था उस टाइम, और जब वो चिट्ठी आई थी मेरे फादर देखने लगे, सोचने लगे, और उनको हर एक जो उनको लिखता था वो पोस्ट कार्ड ज़रूर लिखते थे. मैं एक बार गया था तमिलनाडु, कोई छोटा सा पिंड में, उधर मोटर का कोई प्रॉब्लम था, और जब उनको पता लगा, किसी को पता लगा कि मैं खुशवंत सिंह का बेटा हूँ, वो अपने घर से आ गया और मुझे पोस्ट कार्ड दिखा दैट माई फादर हैड रिटन. उसने कुछ फादर को लिखा था, मुझे पोस्ट कार्ड दिया. तो ये भी जब वो SGPC की ये आया ऑर्डर कि हम आपको तनख्वाह कर लेंगे इफ यू डोंट स्टॉप योर सांता बंटा जोक्स, तो उसने सोचा थोड़ा, उसने पोस्ट कार्ड दिया और उधर पता क्या लिखा उनको, वापस गो टू हेल, गो टू हेल वापस भेजा, और कुछ जवाब नहीं आया उसके बाद.
He wrote go to hell to SGPC.
To the SGPC on a postcard. And then he never heard from them again. And he also, always had a sense of humor. He never took himself seriously. He felt that we, especially our leaders, take themselves too seriously. So he used to make fun of himself. He once got a letter from abroad somewhere, and all that was written in that letter, he mentioned that all that was written on the letter was Khushwant Singh, bastard India. तो उसने दिखाया कि ये मुझे bastard India से और मुझे मिल गया, तो post office knows me so well that this got sent a letter to me. So अपने ऊपर मखौल करते थे. He used to make fun of himself, which I think was one of the great things. We don't make fun of ourselves. और ये संटा जो छापते थे, वो सरदार जी भेजते थे उनको. Sent by Sardar ji. So that was a kind of trait of his. He didn't care who was what. Indira Gandhi ki emergency, he didn't care. उनको पता था कि that it's not very popular, but he still felt he wanted to support her. और ये SGPC, he didn't care about what they said and said his game of mind. एक बार वो कलकत्ता गए थे और उन्होंने कुछ लिखा था अपने कॉलेज में that Rabindranath Tagore was not a very good poet, ऐसा कुछ लिखा था, but he was a good writer but not a good poet. उधर एयरपोर्ट पे demonstration हो गई when he arrived there, saying how dare you criticize Rabindranath Tagore, one of it. ऐसे मैं बहुत सारी चीजें बता सकता हूँ, मुझे टाइम नहीं है.
We were basically established in 2009. It is a brainchild of Arun and his Naina Nagpal. We basically build anything from a one-bedroom apartment to a standalone villa. Okay, now whatever we build, we actually use the local stuff which is available in Goa. You know, be it your terrazzo tiles, be it your laterite, to actually build with the ecosystem of Goa. We also use the way our homes are made is, you know, you actually the way Varun said that, you know, we build homes in which we want to live. Well, you know, something which makes you feel at comfort, makes you feel at calm. Because when you're talking about greenery, when you're talking about you know, sunlight and all those things are very important. You know, we take them for granted, especially as Indian. I think Indian takes sunlight for granted, but it's very, very important. Once you leave India and you go to these colder places, you miss it. So, हमारा यहाँ पे the whole thing is that we ensure that, you know, we take all the natural stuff and incorporate it in our house. We are very green. We basically use we don't use chemical based things in our houses. Be it your cleaners, be it your you know, your what you use for the floor and everything. Everything is green, eco-friendly things we use. We also have our own sister concern, which is basically okay. Once you buy a home from us, you don't actually have to you don't have to worry about maintaining the home. In terms of, for example, if you're coming for a vacation for say 4 days to Goa, you don't have to worry about coming and cleaning the house for the first 2 days, then enjoy the remaining 2 days, because we have our own maintenance setup, which basically takes care of cleaning your house when you're not there. We even do things like deep cleaning. Say tomorrow, we also have our sister concern, which is the blue kind, which basically rents your apartments and villas if you want to rent them and when you're not there. Okay, which actually gives you a good ROI on your property apart from the capital appreciation. So all in all, I believe that Goa is one place which everybody and anybody wants to be. You know, Goa, the way I say, Goa is what you want Goa to be. You know, if you want it to be peace, meditation, quiet, yoga, it is that. If you want it to be a place where you want to go party, you know, go to different restaurants, that is Goa. Now, if you're talking about even Goa today has become the cuisine hub of India. You name it and you have it in Goa. So at Wayanad, we ensure that, you know, when you come there, you have your own place, lovely place. But that lovely place is also lovely for the nature, which is, I guess, very important in the long run. And I think inclusiveness is something which we live by. Whether it is hiring people, we don't get people from outside into Goa. We actually ensure that people in the local areas are actually hired, which actually helps them also. So. Wayanad, we basically ensure that we build homes which are sustainable, which basically even every house of ours actually we try to incorporate the nature. We actually sort of I would say break, but we sort of blur the barrier between your indoors and your outdoors. Things like sunlight, greenery, everything is very important. Like KSLF, we actually do a lot of drives. We actually plant trees. We are there in making small efforts in which your ecology becomes better. Now, along with that, we are actually very organic to Goa. We have actually grown in Goa. We are not like an outside builder in Goa. We employ, on the topic of girls' child, we actually employ all the local ladies from all the local villages into our apartments, our villas. So we actually are a part of Goa. We are not like the other builders. We have grown organically, and I genuinely believe that Wayanad is Goa, to be very honest. That being said, we have been in Goa from 2009 onwards. Okay, we are the premium segment in the HNI luxury villas and apartments. We have now also come into Kasauli, which is again with the same theme, with the same sustainable living. So we basically have villas very close to Vaikunt Resort. We have also ventured into international markets, and that we have done. We have started with Sri Lanka in a place called Ahangama, which is basically known as the surface paradise. So again with the same values and with the same thought process, and I think I would invite all of you to actually come and see, come and meet us at the Lit Festival, and also see, sort of search into Wayanad, what we do, how we do it, and where all we are. And I think that's about it. Thank you so much.